hey, I am like a conservative.
Oh, I'm no longer black.
No, they will
now.
take that away. I'm not, I'm black my whole life.
Come on now, Candace. Not your whole life now. Hi, my name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the page. Y'all see the jersey. Y'all know what time it is.
Like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A.
Now, I thought after getting dragged for filth by Joy Reid,
so it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, and she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this black woman, this woman who is of whatever race that she has claimed. She said she's not black. But they brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on BET. That's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business in the history of hip-hop. So her whole culture came from black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself. And the fact that she is now the person they're using to try to recruit young people of color and to say that this is the person who is the endorser of Donald Trump who you should trust, when she won't even claim the culture that brought her to the table, I'm dubious that this will work. I don't know anyone who takes their political cues from Amber Rose, but just in case you do, you might want to duplicate doing your own research because she might not have done it thoroughly.
and the revelations of the crypto shenanigans. But leave it to Candace Owens to recycle the garbage. Of course, I knew Candace wasn't going away. She's done way too much. So defending Sean Grayson after shooting Sonia Massey, that was just another day in the booth.
Of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen.
So naturally, since water seeks its own level, they found each other.
I was so empathetic watching you at the RNC because, first and foremost, your speech was amazing. And I think everybody agreed that your speech was amazing. But I knew what was going to follow immediately after, which was sort of this purity test because I had lived it before. So I was in your shoes. I guess now it's been like 8-9 years ago. And I just realized that everything I was being told was a lie. And it was specifically started on the BLM stuff, like on the Black America stuff. And that's all I said. And then my remarks went viral. I was being invited to all these places and I wasn't ready to then have my feet held to the fire about every single position. Well, what has she ever said about pro-life? What has she ever said about this? Is she actually a conservative? I'm like, guys, I'm just saying what I believe in my heart to be true. And now you're trying to put me through a test.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened to you thereafter.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you mean that after you come forward and proclaim yourself a conservative, people will actually do research and look into your history and try and see if you're consistent or if they have any reason for spending valuable time they'll never get back listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth? That's crazy.
So I guess the first question I just want to ask you is, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
You're good.
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've been canceled or viral or trending on Twitter. I've been down this road several times throughout the years, so it's kind of just like, I slept like a baby this whole week, so.
That might be a red flag. I'm just saying that might be a red flag. If you're gonna go out and say, oh yeah, this ain't the first time I've been canceled, so it's just a Thursday. That might be a red flag. Just personally.
I'm so glad to hear that. So how were you feeling, I guess, leading up to the speech? Because that's a huge honor to be speaking in front of the former president and likely future president of the United States. Right. How were you feeling leading up to the speech and immediately following it?
So I wrote my speech with one of the writers that works for Trump, right?
Ah, there we have it. Just a little throwaway comment that the words that you said weren't yours. So that whole thing about Candace saying, yeah, I just want to proclaim myself and you put me through a purity test. No. She was an actor. She was repeating words that were given to her. Although I will say it probably was her best performance. It probably was her best performance. I'll give them that. Now all of a sudden, all those allegations of money changing hands aren't so crazy when you were literally cast.
The whole day before I spoke, maybe there was like some young girls that were like my fans and stuff that wanted pictures, but other than that, no one, really knew who I was there. And right after that speech, boy, I must have taken like 3,000 pictures in 4 days.
Wow.
I promise you, it was like from the morning into the night, downstairs in the hotel, outside at the RNC, walking to the RNC, because they had everything blocked off and stuff. It definitely changed my life.
I can understand her frustration. I can understand her frustration because I too have been cast and hired in various roles, and then you think it's done, but then afterward you got to do promo and you got to do press and all that kind of stuff. They don't. Sometimes that stuff is like buried in the contract, and they don't tell you it up front. So yeah, I've been there.
I don't want to get beat up by the Republicans. I'm already getting beat up enough by the left.
You're
Give me a break.
You're in political purgatory. It's the worst.
Wait a minute. I thought you slept like a baby. Huh. I thought you was good. I thought you just said you slept like, I mean, come on. You give us that real.
Because when you leave, you're like, I've escaped. Then when you arrive, you're like, whoa. Hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I know I'm not perfect. I'm getting everything wrong, and you're being screamed at by the right, and it sucks.
See what she's describing. That's what happens when you betray yourself. That's what happens because you can only betray yourself for so long. Like they hired you for the 15, 20 minutes, and you could play that role. But then when you have to come out of that role, it's difficult to recreate that. I mean, I went through that. Like when I was in high school, I was trying to date, and I was trying to pretend like I wasn't a goofy. And, all goofies know you got maybe one date, maybe 1.5, but you gonna become a goofy by the end of that second date. You can only betray yourself for so long.
It really sucks because I can just sense I'm a person that goes on vibes. My team is laughing because I literally I just get a vibe. But my vibes have always been right. And when I spoke to you, I was like, no, she means what she says, and she's going through this metamorphosis, and it's painful. Like, it is really painful to come out of that cocoon, especially, I would imagine it's 10 times worse for you because your cocoon is Hollywood.
Yeah.
And there's no room. Mine was hard enough just being black and being like, hey, I am like a conservative.
Oh, I'm no longer black.
Hey, Amber Rose, you want to run that by me one more time?
Oh, I'm no longer black.
Yeah, this you?
Consider myself a black woman. Absolutely not. I do not consider myself a black woman. Absolutely not. I do not consider myself a black woman.
See, I think I know what the problem is. See, you are not aware that we can see you. Like, you're not aware that people are videotaping the things that you say and do, and they match it up against other things that you say and do. So I think you would have been hot in like the 60s or the 70s where we didn't have all this footage.
Like, hey, I am like a conservative.
Oh, I'm no longer black.
No,
now.
they will take that away. I'm black my whole life.
Come on now, Candace. Not your whole life now. Speaking of which, why are we having a national conversation on Kamala? Who gonna start the Candace conversation?
But
Okay.
they were instantly like, she's not black.
Yeah, I'm not
and-
black anymore, apparently.
Yeah, so they take that away and they denigrate you, but it's got to be even harder to come out of the Hollywood cocoon because the entire industry is built around really everyone has to have the same perspective. Everyone has to be the same if you want to sign the deals. I mean, I sat down with a TikToker, super young, Gen Z TikToker, and he spoke about how he was basically told like he wanted to do more serious and talk about real issues, stay out of it.
I mean, if we're being honest, some people need to stay out of it. You know, like Amber Rose, for one. Sway Lee, 50 Cent. I could go on.
You know, keep doing fun, stupid TikToks, because if you start talking and you sound conservative, you're not going to get the sponsorships.
I just want to drop this little nugget right here. This is a list of media CEOs and their political allegiances. Presented without comment.
You're not going to get the deals.
It's intimidation.
Right.
100%.
Which is crazy.
And what's crazy is that it wakes me up at night, Candace, because I have tortured myself for 15 years. I've tortured myself with this stuff, you know, and I begged and I've cried and pleaded, please reach for the stars. Even if, go talk to like maybe more conservative brands, see if they'll give me a chance. They wouldn't give me a chance.
I'm sorry, what kind of brands now?
Go talk to like maybe more conservative brands.
Conservative brands? What made you think this was going to work for conservative brands? What made you think who's on your team? I need to know who is on your team who said yes to the RNC acting gig and convinced you it was going to be good to connect you with brands, sat you in front of the people claiming to be the most conservative. People who want to outlaw porn, mind you.
You know, because they just didn't know me, and I get it. I'm not upset.
Did you know them? Hi, this is Amber Rose, coming to you courtesy of the Heritage Foundation. What you mean, Amber Rose? You didn't read the conservative manual? Huh? You didn't think that was going to be a problem? You advocating for your atheism to a group of people that are trying to cement Christian conservatism and Christian nationalism into our national ethos? Like you didn't read the rules when you walked in?
99% of sex workers do not want to be sex workers. And that's porn, prostitution, stripping, OnlyFans, all of the above. They don't want to do it.
Okay, I think that number's kind of high, but I get the point that she's making. And it does deserve our attention.
And I'll leave the 1% for girls that want to argue with me online about how much they love porn or whatever. I've talked to thousands of girls throughout the years. Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody? I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you do know that your OnlyFans is still up, right? I know this is awkward, but like your OnlyFans is still up while you at this interview talking about nobody wants to do that. I mean, you want me to flag it or something? I can help you get it removed. I've done that before.
The problem is that, like we were saying upstairs, the feminism turned women masculine, men beta.
Now, by feminism, I assume you mean like the slut walk? Like stuff like that? Like women's empowerment, women taking control of their own bodies, you know, the kind of thing that the people at the RNC who you spoke in front of are trying to take away, that kind of feminism that you have been a part of in your past. Now, you're blaming feminism, which the Heritage Foundation will love that, but not including yourself in that. I'm trying to figure out, like, this call is coming from inside the feminist house. You picked up the phone and dialed long distance. You don't have to do that.
These girls have masculine energy, and the guys are still beta, and the guys also tell the girls, no one's ever gonna marry you. You're damaged goods. There's no redemption. You know, you're never gonna figure this out. You might as well just give up on life. And so that doesn't actually help the girls either. They're just like, well, I might as well just stay in it. No one's ever gonna love me anyway. And so it's a vicious cycle, and that's why you know, people getting married, like marriage rates are down and divorce is up, and we just can't get along with each other.
Right. I totally agree.
Okay, by the girls, it became clear that she's talking about this girl. Like that was autobiographical. That was plain to see. Now, hopefully, after that debacle, we'll be rid of her for She's still posting on social media? I've already given her enough of my time. Plus, I got a whole video about this new birtherism about Kamala Harris. The link to that is in the description. I'm gonna let the girls close it out.
Now I'm mad Jocelyn didn't beat the fuck out of Amber Rose, because why she under Kamala Harris video of Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo and them speaking talking about something? Kamala is a race-baiting, pandering, biracial. Bitch, what the fuck are you? The pot calling the kettle black. It's always people with no hair torturing people who have hair.
Sincere thanks to everybody who's reached out to me and submitted suggestions for videos. Keep them coming. I take submissions for ideas for a video, suggestions for Racist of the Week. If you have something that just troubles you, or you just want to send me a note, because I love getting those notes, go ahead and shoot me an email at reese@reesewaters.com. I also have a newsletter that I send out periodically, so you'll be receiving that as well. You can also sign up on my website, reesewaters.com.